Hey guys, today I'm going to show you how to make this sweet and soft dough recipe. Guess what? This is the same dough that I use for all my bread recipe. So if you see me making cinnamon rolls, ensaymada, pandesal, or even simple dinner rolls, I'm using the same dough. Before we start, make sure to like and don't forget to share this video, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss anything. Let's begin. Okay, so first things first, we have to do a mise en place. These are the ingredients that we will be needing for this recipe. You may also pause the video if you want to so you can do your mise en place. So we'll be using all-purpose flour, warm milk, sugar, instant yeast, salt, butter, eggs, and some vanilla flavor or vanilla extract. Alright, let's get started. Into my bowl, I already have the flour, but I'm going to set aside a quarter cup of that flour to use as my variable. It's always wise to do this when we are making a dough. That way we don't have to add any more than what is required. Next, we're going to add our sugar into our warm milk. And then we're going to give this a stir. Next, add the yeast to the warm milk. And then you're going to let it sit for 5 minutes to let the yeast activate before you can add it to your flour. I could actually add this yeast to my flour because I'm using instant yeast, but I just want to show you how you should do it if you're using active dry yeast. My flour, I'm adding the salt, and then I'm gonna mix this just for a few seconds to incorporate. Now we add the yeast mixture to our flour. Mix this in low speed for about 1 minute or until the flour absorbs the wet ingredients. Now add in the egg, add your vanilla, and then you're gonna let this mix until all the ingredients are well combined. Remember that whenever you want to add flavors in your dough, you must add it after the eggs. That way it'll get mixed up with the egg and then it'll spread into your dough. At this point, I'm going to add some of the flour, which I've set aside earlier, to adjust the dough texture. But I'm still going to leave some of them for later for my counter surface flouring. Now I'm going to let this mix still on low speed for another 3 to 4 minutes, just until the dry ingredients are incorporated into the wet ingredients. Stop occasionally to scrape the sides and bottom of your bowl. Make sure all the ingredients are mixed in well. I'm continuing mixing this on low speed as still part of my 3 to 4 minutes mark, until the dry and wet ingredients are just well combined and my dough is basically gonna look somewhat stiffer and it's not really that runny anymore and all the flour well incorporated. Okay, now you can see that the egg been very well combined. I'm now going to add the butter in pieces, making sure it is mixed into the dough. If I have to break into the dough just to help the butter get mixed in, I'm gonna stop this mixer and do that. I'm going to continue mixing this still on low speed for another 10 minutes. And after that 10 minutes, I'm going to increase the speed to medium. The butter are all mixed into the dough. I am increasing the speed now to medium and I'm letting this mix for another 15 minutes. After that 15 minutes mark, I'm going to increase the speed to medium-high. Now it's at 15-minute mark. I increased my speed to medium high and letting it mix for another 1 minute. Okay, we are going to stop now and transfer this dough onto the counter surface using the remaining flour that we set aside earlier. I know that you think that this dough is really sticky or tacky, and you probably think, how can I work with this dough? Don't worry. This is what we're looking for. This is exactly the secret of soft bread, is the soft dough. Just keep your fingers floured, and using this dough scraper, you're gonna do folding, pushing, and rotating for a couple of times, maybe say about 10 times of fold, push, and turn until basically you clean up all that flour you scattered on the surface. And then you're going to transfer this dough into a bowl and we're gonna let it rise. Don't worry too much if your dough doesn't look really smooth. It's still going to rise and everything is gonna be really fine. You'll see. Okay, a couple of more turns. We're going to transfer this dough into a bowl where we're gonna leave it to rise. But before you put it in there, make sure you grease it with nut and stick spray. You can also use vegetable oil or butter. That'll work too, before you place it in that bowl. Then I'm going to wrap this bowl or my dough with a plastic film. That way it will not form any skin or it will not dry out. If I will bake this bread today, I'm going to leave this in the warmest area of my kitchen for about 45 minutes to 1 hour and leave it to rise or until it doubles in size. And then before I would go ahead and cut and shape them. But I need this dough tomorrow, so I'm gonna leave this to proof overnight in my refrigerator. Then tomorrow, leave it on the counter for about 20 minutes before I cut and shape them.
Do you know that after the first rising, you can store this dough in the freezer for up to 3 months? And whenever you're ready to bake again, just let it thaw out, cut and shape them for the second rising.
Hey guys, I hope you liked that video, but you should check out this one too. And this. Don't forget to hit like and share this video. Thanks guys for watching.